thought today we'd take a look at collaging in a little bit more detail. I've got my art journal here, and this is the way I tend to fill the pages. I use mixed media collage. So if you've got a little bit of time in your busy day and you just want to relax and have a little look at some of the things that I've collected that help me fill my pages, then come along. And if you can keep watching, then I'll also show you how I specifically collaged into the individual pages. Yeah, so let's get going. Let me show you what I use principally for my collages. Okay, so let's have a little introduction to collaging just to start off with. Okay, so where to start? I suppose in the context of art journaling, mixed media collage involves combining various materials and techniques, such as paper, paint, fabric, and just found objects. And with those materials, we try and create a layered look, I suppose, in our journal or in any piece of art, or perhaps just a textured look. And I think this is a really effective technique in an art journal. So let me show you how I get going in my art journal. So I'm going to show you some of the materials that I use and where I get some of my ideas from. So let's get going with that first. What I do is anything that I find or think might be useful for collaging, then I will collect and put in here. Now I tend to keep a nature art journal, but really this principle applies for any journaling or collaging, doesn't it? So what I do for nature art journaling is I simply, if I see something that catches my eye, I will put it into these little pockets. I just get a little bit of paper, a bit of A4, and I roll it round the particular pieces, and that's how I organise it. This is what I do at the moment. This is my method at the moment. It's not particularly sophisticated, but it works for me. Anyway, let me just show you what I've got with this. So I'm going to have a look at some of the categories here. So I've got one here called scrap paper, and I just want to make a point about this bit of scrap of paper here. I often do my art journaling on backing paper that you would use to decorate walls, and I find that really helpful. And what I do is, after I've painted something, I often have little bits around the edges. For example, here's a little bit from my recent collage that I did. What I'll do is I won't throw that paper away. I'll rip it into small pieces, and often I can use them as a nice bit of collage material for another painting. To take an example, on the wall here, I've got a painting, a collage that I did, where I recycled an old canvas that I found in a recycling centre shop, and the rocks that I used there, just where the seagulls are near the water reeds, I've used to do that. I used paper that I had already painted on for other projects, and I find that really, really useful. So that's scrap paper, and you can collect anything, cards and bits and pieces. I often use old cereal boxes. When I made this small handmade art journal, I used a cereal box for this, and that was quite a nice little project, that one. So yeah, you can use old cardboard from cereal boxes as well to create something quite nice and unique. So because I am following the seasons in my current nature art journal for 2025, I do collect bits and pieces related to the seasons. So we've got summer here. There's something from an old book there. I've got spring, obviously, anything that I've collected, any Easter themed things. I probably got that from a charity shop. I do go thrifting to get a lot of materials. There's one for autumn. Okay, there'll be lots of autumnal colours in that, and one for winter. And then I've got one for specific categories like birds. I'm currently very excited about the prospect of seeing skylarks on Dartmoor, so I'll probably do a little video on that. So yes, I collect things for birds, and I also collect bits and pieces, leaves and trees. What have I got here? Oh, some words, yes, because that's another nice thing to collect. Bits of words that have been printed out, and obviously any pictures that you might find, and I've got a couple of stencils there because I really love stenciling, and that's another thing I do when I'm collaging. I stencil quite a bit. And there's one there for butterflies. I've got a miscellaneous, just for general stuff, a postcard that I bought from a museum. Where was that from? The Courtauld Institute. Yeah, I went there. Yes, and a painting I did, spring flowers. So, miscellaneous. And also, pockets. Anything that I might think would be useful for pockets, little envelopes. This I got from an old writing set, and that's going to be a nice little pocket, even if it just serves as a template. So yeah, there's something there for pockets. So those are some of the categories I use. So what I thought we would do now is have a little walk through a nature art journal, and I can show you some of the collages that I've done so far this year. And also, as we're going along, talk about some other techniques that you can use to really enhance your process, enjoyment, and your finished collage. So let me look at the very first one. So at the beginning of this year, I decided that I would merge an old journal that I had lying around. Anyway, I merged the journals, which was quite a fun experience. I did make a video about that actually, so I'll pop it up here somewhere. And that kind of motivated me because it meant that I had a first spread to get going on. It was that one that I merged, and that was quite a fun experience. And because we could see the Northern Lights in Dartmoor last year, I also put in those there as well, and found some old poetry that I'd written about winter, and I incorporated that into the picture as well. And that brings me to another point about writing and text, bringing that into your collaging, because it's a really lovely thing to do, to incorporate some of your writing or ideas into your collage. Or if you just want to get a really inspirational quote, you can type it out onto the computer, print out different fonts, that's lovely. You can write with, you know, if you like doing some calligraphy, you can try a little bit of that. So you can try all sorts of different styles of writing in your journal, and that's another really fun part of putting this, assembling your collage together. Now, having got going, I was inspired then, and I took a walk up to a magical wood called Wistman's Wood, and I was inspired by that because I really loved the enchantment of that ancient wood. And alongside that were some Dartmoor ponies. Dartmoor is famous for its hardy, sturdy wild ponies, and one particular pony caught my eye, my imagination, and I decided to call this pony Wisty in my fanciful imagination, and so I collaged Wisty into the picture. After I'd been to Wistman's Wood, we were into February, and in the UK here in February we get beautiful snowdrops, and there were many snowdrops to be seen on Dartmoor, and the theme of this book is Dartmoor, so I might mention that word quite a lot. So I took a stroll to a beautiful little church chapel that used to be a schoolroom built in the last century, over 100 years ago, and there was a riot of snowdrops in the churchyard there, and that inspired a cover for the Nature Art Journal. And that isn't technically a collage. I used stencils for that, but I do use stenciling in my collages inside. So that was a very nice experience and a nice trip out. Have a sip of coffee, see if it's cooled down yet. Yes, it's perfect. Very nice. The lights might suddenly come banging on again in a minute. Fingers crossed my battery doesn't go. So now we come to another spread. So now we're into February going into March, winter coming into spring, and this collage I really did go with the scissors and the matte medium. I will talk about glues and pastes and things in a little while, but I used matte medium. I find it really bonds well. I really like using it. So I cut the tulips out because this is a story, an old Devon folktale called The Tulip Bed. So I wanted to represent that with the house and the person that was helping look after the flowers. It's a nice story, that one. Following that, we went up to Dartmoor, and again a collage where I used a combination of paints, watercolour, acrylic. And I also cut the Dartmoor pony shape out and just painted the background a bit. I like to do that. I like to cut shapes out that I might use in the foreground and move them around the painting. There's something about that that's quite liberating. I don't know why I like it, but I just can't explain. But I really do enjoy doing that. And once on, I was able to paint into that pony and create some grazing around him, because he was munching away all the time when I saw him from a distance. It's very, very important that we respect them and just admire them from a distance. After that, the primroses were coming out. So now we're into March, and I used an old watercolour painting that I had previously painted of primroses, and I recycled it, repurposed it. It was a painting that was stuck in a box that never came out. So out it came. I pasted them into the wood that I had had a walk through in March. So that's pretty much where I'm up to at the moment. In terms of glues and things like that, I do like to put a layer of gesso when I first start painting. I find that really nice. And then after that, I will use matte medium. I use matte medium for a lot of my sticking. But of course, you can just use conventional glue if you like. Conventional glue is okay for thin papers and things like that. That's absolutely fine. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that walkthrough. I'm going to pour myself another cup of coffee. We've still got the power cut. I know that because the light's gone out and it hasn't gone in. I've just left it on. I'm not sure what you're supposed to do actually with lights on and off. Anyway, I'm going to pour myself another cup of coffee, and I hope you will enjoy the rest of the video. I'm putting together a little compilation of those collages that I've just shown you. So if you want to carry on and relax and make yourself a nice drink, that would be lovely. Anyway, look after yourselves, have a good week, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.